stream's back on, I think. Okay. Alright, first thing I want to do is I want to check if I can go into World vs. World. Okay, just kidding. Alright, so this is the Revenant class. I look pretty hot. I definitely look pretty hot. A heavy armor class, and actually the style of armor looks pretty nice here. Miss Word. Yeah, there's some pretty nice skins out there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check out the skills with the amount of time I have left. I actually have plenty of time. Yeah, I'm gonna check out some of the skills here. First, gonna look at the traits. But it looks there's tons of traits actually, so we're just gonna go and check them out. Okay. Alright, so from the top. Incoming conditions provide a small amount of healing. That's okay, I guess. Using a legend. Okay, I guess that's okay too. There's really not many options, I guess. I assume that they're gonna have more than just 3 of each, but this is, I guess, just enough to fill. Increased damage for condition. I guess that's okay. That's not bad. You know, actually, you know, that's pretty good. Even if you have 3 on you, 2 to 3 on you, that's a huge damage modifier right there. So that can be pretty good. Chill on crit. That's good for, I guess, for group play. I don't know if you want to spec into that deep. What's this do? So I guess this use banish when striking a foe that has. So this is actually pretty good, by the looks of it. So when a foe has, wow, that is actually pretty good. So when you touch a foe that has like more than 2 boons, then this triggers, and it does an AoE, so it also strips in an AoE from that foe, it strips 2 boons and applies confusion and gives you resistance. So you know, that's pretty good right there. I wonder if that, just by looking at this, if this resistance stacks is per foe. So if say there was like 5 targets, then by the looks of it, technically you could get like 10 resistance stacks or whatever. This is a huge skill to use right here for World vs. World in PvP. Okay, burn elite when you use a. Okay, that's decent. When using an elite skill, so that means, I guess, when you're swapping out, increase your crit chance every few seconds when. Okay, so this is kind of like if you played League of Legends, it's like Ash's passive, where when you're not doing any crit damage, it just your crit starts to build up. Your crit chance starts to build up when you're in combat, I guess. That's not too bad. Yeah, I really don't know what to think about that. I think it's okay, but I don't think it's like. I don't think it's something that you should really use all the. Yeah, I don't think you should really use this. Copy on conditions on you to nearby foes when struck. 15 seconds each. I guess that's okay. That's not really reliable. I think it's really solid if you're. Yeah, you know what? This is not too bad. The trigger chance is kind of low, but if you're playing against like a ranger or something, like he's gonna hit you a lot. So, I guess this first line is more about. This is the offensive line, I guess. Corruption. It's a mix, though. It's precision and Condi damage, so that's really interesting. So right away, by the looks of it, like just looking at these stats, it just seems like Rev is gonna be a huge Celestial class, because there's a lot of mixed damage that comes within Rev. Like from what I've seen so far, Rev's main form of condition damage is just Torment, and Torment alone won't do too much unless, like, you know. Yeah, it looks like it's just gonna be Torment and Confusion, and Torment alone's not gonna do that much damage. unless like you can keep the torment duration going. It'll do more damage than bleed over time if the target's moving for sure, but I don't know. It's not reliable, I guess, in a sense. In my opinion, like you won't get these torment stacks to stick for too long unless you have like huge Connie duration and torment duration. I don't think I have any Connie duration, so yeah, this could be really different right here. Going on to the next, this kind of looks like the defensive trait line. So you get a little bit of endurance when you get hit. Okay, that's not too bad. You gain stability after you dodge. I guess okay, that's not too bad. You know, that's pretty good right there. So this looks like something you definitely would want to trade into. I assume there's going to be 2 more trait lines. They just haven't figured something out for it yet. So this is really good to have right here. So just even 3 points into this is really nice. Because stability, any form of stability, even for if it's like 1 stack of it for like a small duration, you never know. It could really help you. Take reduced damage below. So that's not too bad, I guess. These are just minor traits as well. So I'll go through each again as well. So this is the falling damage one. There's always a falling damage reduction one. It blocks projectiles weakness. Okay, that's not too... I guess I could see this being used a bit, just because if you're like trying to jump someone and take falling damage, or like you're jumping onto someone, it could really help you survive any range classes that are trying to like burst you down because you like jumped right on top of them. It's more for world versus world, I think, though, in general. Let's see, what else? Foes that strike you from further away deal less damage, so I guess this is pretty good right here. It's actually really nice. A lot of damage reduction. 10% is really huge when you add up the rest of the stuff. Taunted foes deal less damage, and taunt duration increase. That's not bad, I guess. There's a lot of taunt skills that Rev have, so that's pretty solid. When you get disabled, you get taunted. That's pretty solid right there. That's kind of like the fear thing that the Necros have. When they get disabled, they do like an auto fear thing. So this is pretty nice, I guess. Okay, retaliation after you dodge. Okay. Gain protection when you're disabled. So that's another thing right there. This could be good. This could actually be a better choice. You know, when you get disabled, most likely your damage is gonna come back. So or come after you. So protection is nice to have. Struck under the... Yeah, game might win struck under effect. Retaliation. So I assume what this means is when struck under. So if you hit someone that has retaliation, you gain might. This is going to be huge for world versus world for sure. You're going to generate a lot of might for yourself just by getting hit by retaliation. And Guardians in world versus world are like a huge source of retaliation themselves. I guess if you're getting hit by retaliation very frequently, you're gonna have build a lot of might. So I think this is a really nice trait to have, for sure, in world versus world. You already have a lot of defensive traits, and this is like an offensive buff to you. Chance on hit to spawn a destructive hammer. So this inflexes weakness. I don't know. This is okay, I guess. I don't really have much. So this hammer, its duration's like 10 seconds, so I assume this is like... I could probably try it out later. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, so this is like the destructive hammer thing. It's like, I guess it looks like it's gonna circle around me similar to this vengeful hammer skill. So and it inflicts weakness, so that's not too bad actually. For a trait though, I don't know if I would use it. Chance when struck to heal yourself. So this is a huge tanking trait, I guess. But so basically this second line is retribution line is all about just tanking damage. Really solid right here. Having the healing trigger 50% basically every 4 seconds. That could actually Yeah, that's basically just you tanking out the damage over time. And with some of the damage reduced skills, this would help a lot for if you were gonna run like full soldier or something. Alright, so the last line, I don't actually know what this is. This looks like it's gonna be a DPS line, just because of there's only ferocity. There's something missing here. It can't be just ferocity. I doubt they're just gonna make it 3 trait lines, but let's take a look, I guess. So from the bottom, when one of your attacks is negated, your next attack will do bonus damage. I'm not entirely sure what this is supposed to mean as negated. I don't know if you. I guess when it's blocked or something or interrupted, maybe? I don't know. Evoking the Legends removes conditions. So I guess when you press F1, then you remove your condition. So that could be pretty good. Using a healing skill grants you Fury. That's nice. That's self-explanatory. Invoking a legend triggers a burst that heals your allies if your energy is below the threshold. So this is, I guess this is energy. So it either heals or damages. So when you toggle F1 and I'm assuming they refer to this energy. So if it's below 50 you heal, if it's above 50 you do damage. So it's an extra trigger for damage. When you use this, so I guess every time you heal or use an energy. Okay, so when you use your utility skill, basically, trigger heal every 5 seconds. I guess that's not too bad. That's actually pretty good. But gain Fury when you break out of stun. Okay, that's self-explanatory. Crit hit chance has increased when you're under effective Fury. Wow, that's actually pretty strong right there. So not only will you get 20% crit damage, you also get. Oh, okay, never mind. So instead of just 20%, you get 30%. So that's what it means by 50% effectiveness increase. Gain might when you use a skill that drops below your enemy threshold. So this has no this could be really interesting to use. Just first impression, they're talking about your energy bar, which is down here. When you drop below 50 and you have a little bit more, when you use a skill that drops your tank below 50%, then you get 2 might. So I think if you balance out, you can actually stack a lot of might. It's 12 seconds duration too. So like if you balance out your energy and watch your energy and utilize your utility skills to make your energy drop below 50% all the time, then you can stack up like a lot of might over time. It's pretty good right there. So so a lot of these skills in this line refers to the F1 and how you manage your energy for sure. This is pretty interesting. So incoming damage is reduced if your energy is below, but then your healing increases when it's above. I would say no to using this unless like, yeah, it just doesn't seem really great compared to the last two actually right here. From what it seems like, this is a DPS line. Okay, so the next thing I'll talk about is, I guess, the weapon skills. So this is just the auto attack. It seems like it's pretty fast, actually. You know, like yeah, this looks like it's gonna be really promising for Wolvers. No, Wolvers. It's pretty fast auto attack, so you can get some quick stacks going down. This is fire field on demand. It has a little bit of a cast time, but it's a nice fire field with a short cooldown. And you spend a little bit of energy. This is where your blast finishers come in. It apparently has 3 impacts, but with the fire field, it looks like you can only get two blast effects out of it. Oh, I see. So yeah, let me try that again. Those 3 blasts can be really huge for like a water field. So yeah, okay, I understand. So as long as the field is wide enough for those three blasts, and you can get the full effect of three blasts. I mean, that's really huge right there. Especially if you're like, okay, so yeah, this is pretty good, I guess. I mean, if you're playing in World versus World with a group, you have an LA drop there with the huge water field. You can blast this 3 times, and if anything, that having that trait can be a huge it could be a bit of a help too, just because like it depends how I guess you build the rev. So far, it just seems like the rev is really viable, and for in World versus World for one, and that they're really versatile too. So this is the axe skill. You need to have a target for it. So, but basically, what it does is that it goes through a target, and when it hits your last target, I believe it's the last one. It's a shadow step. So that's really nice to have. And this is the tempo rift thing. So it looks like this will pull enemies towards you, towards that rift. So in terms of World v World perspective, this looks like it's an okay weapon set to have for World versus World. Really, all you can do is blast field. When you enter, you can blast fields here. I would be careful about using your fire field in the middle of an enemy's stack. While it can be good to blast might, there's other fields that you could be blasting, I guess. Like a water field in the middle of a stack. So this is huge. 3 blasts, 8 seconds, that's really, really huge. This is a gap closer, not too bad. And this is a nice CC to pull people in. So yeah, I think this is pretty good for World vs. World. I'm gonna put on the hammer now. So this is the hammer. The first thing to note is that this is an auto attack. You're throwing an axe, and it's a combo finisher physical projectile all the time. So that's actually pretty huge. It hits 5 targets and it's ranged for one. The first thing to note is that hammer is a ranged set. And I think that's gonna get a little bit, I think that's a little weird, but it's definitely something to get used to. So nothing special about this except that it hits 5 targets and it's a physical projectile, 100% chance, so that's pretty good. This is a blast right here, or actually no, this is not a blast. This is basically what the number 3 skill was on the mace axe, only that from what it seems like, I don't think this is a blast finisher. Let me check actually. Yeah, okay, so this is just straight DPS. The final impact, this is actually, so basically it does damage 3 times, but your max damage comes around that area. Okay, so that's pretty good. This is a teleporting blast. You can, it looks like it does pretty decent damage. It's a blast at the end of the impact, but yeah, like I said, it's a teleporting. It has really long range. Actually, all these hammer skills have pretty long range right here. So yeah, that's pretty nice. And number 4 is you create a projectile blocking field. So no matter where you face, you can block projectiles. I think this is going to be really huge for World vs. World. There's going to be a lot of ranged attacks coming towards you. So you can block ranged pretty easily. Let's just say Ranger does like his rapid fire on you. Just press number 4 and then blam, bam. Ranger tries to shoot you from behind, just turn your camera around quickly and then you have a field, or have that blocking you too. So yeah, that's going to be huge for World vs. World. I think the last skill is drop the hammer. Really nice. It takes a bit of time to cast, but it's a 2-second knockdown. I mean, this alone is pretty strong. It has a very long cooldown, but the fact that it has a 1200 range knockdown is huge. For 2 seconds as well. It's basically like Earthshaker on in Warrior, only that it's from range. So imagine having a handful of Revenants doing this from the range. You can really disable and CC out their backline classes, or even just engage on your enemy before they even have the chance to jump. So my impressions so far, both axe or mace axe and hammer are really good for World vs. World. I think, in my opinion, mace axe would probably be a little bit more suitable for. I think it'll be a little bit more suitable for PvP or smaller scaling fights, and hammer is definitely more of the group build. Like when we talk about group, I'm talking about like 10 plus, like, or you're fighting with like 5 people versus 5 or something, or definitely something you would use in the Zerg. Mace axe seems like something you would probably want to use when you're roaming around. Definitely could see the Revenant being a roaming class as well. Okay. Okay, so next, a few utility skills are just gonna be used in on some of the enemies right here. I'm gonna switch to Mace Axe. So this actually seems pretty nice to use. But first things first, there's two. The healing skill, I guess right here, removes guaranteed retaliation for each condition removed. Removes condition, so it's similar to like the Necro's heal and whatnot. Okay, someone just sniped that off. So his force engagement is basically, it's the taunt and the slow skill. It's really nice. Have to use it on the target. It actually puts a chain animation, so they focus their attention toward you, and their attacks are actually slower. So that's actually pretty cool mechanic right there. Vengeful hammers, nice DPS, ongoing DPS skill. I don't really know what to think about it too much, to be honest. It's a toggle. I think it's okay, but you could probably, it could be good and bad. I think it would be good if you have like some on-hit effects that it can trigger pretty frequently. So, oh wow, these things are actually killing me. I'm gonna use my elite here, right of the door. I think it, from what it looks like, it's basically like defy pain, I guess. Not too bad. It breaks stun, and it reduces incoming damage. Oh, okay, so it's not just it's actually pretty good. It's not just defy pain for yourself. It's actually for other people around you. And this is actually on a fairly short cooldown. 40 seconds for an invuln skill like this is pretty good. I'm actually just gonna channel it, and you get turned into stone basically. It's really cool. Yeah, I like how this is going. I like how this skill is going to be pretty huge for the World versus World for sure. Especially actually in dungeons too. If you use the Dwarf stance, you can have 5 seconds of invulnerability. That's actually pretty strong for dungeons. So I'm not entirely sure what this does as much. So far it looks like it's a buff. It gives you a resist. That's from traits actually. Yeah. So this looks like it's basically epidemic, only that it's like it pulses like every 3 seconds, I guess. Maybe it looks like this is a epidemic from Necromancer, only that it's like shorter duration, and this could be good. This also buffs you too. This is a toggle skill basically too, so for that to be a toggle skill is actually pretty nice. I like this skill. Unwilling Anguish. It's a leap and puts you into. It opens up a torment field basically with pulses. So this is huge right here. If you want to clear a camp in World vs. World, this is what you do. Have this torment field out, and if you have more conditions on you, then more effects happen. In general, this whole great demon stance, legendary demon stance, all of the skills are based off of how many conditions you have on you. If I have like, the condition threshold looks like to be 3, so if I have 3 conditions on me, then additional bonus effects will occur. To see this skill right here. Yeah, this skill right here looks pretty nice. It's like stripping. It's like a boon strip, like on demand, as long as you have the energy for it. So that's really huge right there. And lastly, I guess this is this gives you resistance. Resistance is so you don't get any conditions applied to you at all. So yeah, that's pretty huge right there. That's really strong. And the heal's pretty solid. Okay, so all in all, that's pretty much it. Heals gives you resistance and it heals you more when you have more conditions, but it doesn't actually take off your conditions. So yeah, okay.
I don't have enough energy.
Oh no, this is pretty interesting. I like what I'm seeing so far with the Revenant class class right here. So yeah, one last thing before I go, I guess I'm gonna try out the Axe 4 skill just so we can see it in action. I can actually find someone. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's the Warden thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight that again, but there's gotta be something I can fight. Okay, well. Okay, yeah, that's enough for me for now. As a commanding class, I don't think Rep's gonna be a commanding class at all. I think they're gonna be better as like a support heavy class, and they're definitely nice to have. There's a lot of boon strip. There's a lot of boon strip right here. There's a lot of conditions that can be applied depending on your condition threshold with the stance, the demon stance. Dwarf stance is really nice too. It's a lot of supportive skills so far. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the stream here. Thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, I have some pretty high hopes for the Rev class for sure. Yeah, you know what? Actually, looking at this, the auto attack from Mace is really fast as well. That's gonna be really nice as a hybrid because you're auto attacking really quickly right here. Oh, and I got down. Okay, well I'm about to die, but that's alright. So yeah, thanks for watching. There's some interesting, a lot of interesting skills coming out of the Rev, and it's definitely going to change the 1v world group meta when it comes down to Zerg busting and group fights.